Have you ever wondered, is early morning walking truly good for people with high blood pressure? Or could it actually leave you feeling more tired and lightheaded? Today, we'll explore that very question. Through the everyday yet eye-opening story of Frank, a 71-year-old man living in Florida.
Good morning, Doctor. My name is Frank, and I'm 71 years old. I live with my wife in a small coastal town in Florida. It's peaceful, sunny all year round, and just perfect for daily walks. I've always been an active person. Ever since I retired, I've tried to keep up a routine of morning walks, usually around 6:30 a.m., just as the sun is rising and the air is still cool. My wife jokes that I'm more loyal to my walking shoes than to my morning coffee. Chuckles lightly. But these past few weeks, something hasn't felt quite right. I still walk at the same time, on the same route, just a 20-minute stroll around the park near our house. But instead of feeling relaxed like I used to, I've started feeling more tired. Some mornings, just 10 minutes in, my heart starts racing. I feel a bit lightheaded, and all I want to do is sit down. Other times I make it home, only to find my blood pressure is higher than usual, even though I've been taking my medication exactly as prescribed. It's been worrying me, so I've stopped my morning walks for the past few days. My wife suggested I try walking in the cooler afternoons instead. I gave it a shot, but I felt sluggish, sweating more than usual, and my legs felt like they were weighed down with stones. And my blood pressure? One day it's up, the next it's down. I just can't seem to figure it out. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, walking, it's supposed to be the simplest way to stay healthy, right? But now I'm wondering, do I really have to pick the right time of day just to take a walk? Doctor, is there actually a best time for someone with high blood pressure like me to go walking? Or is it my age, my medication, or maybe something else I haven't thought of? I truly want to keep walking. It's something I enjoy, something that's part of my day, but I don't want it to make my blood pressure go all over the place like it has lately.
Hello, Frank, and thank you for opening up and sharing your experience so honestly. What you're going through is actually not uncommon at all among older adults with high blood pressure. A lot of people assume that walking is always good, no matter the time of day. But in reality, when you exercise can have a big impact on your blood pressure and how your body feels, especially as we get older. First, let's talk about something called your body's biological rhythm, also known as your circadian rhythm. Our bodies follow a natural 24-hour cycle that influences everything from heart rate and blood pressure to body temperature and hormone levels. Throughout the day, all of these things rise and fall based on what time it is, and that includes your blood pressure. When it comes to blood pressure, it doesn't stay the same all day. It naturally rises and falls at different times. Let me break it down a bit more so it's easier to understand how your blood pressure changes throughout the day. Early morning, around 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. This is when your body starts to wake up. The sympathetic nervous system kicks in, and hormones like cortisol begin to rise, which naturally causes your blood pressure to go up. For older adults, this spike can be stronger and more sudden than usual, which might explain the dizziness or fast heartbeat you felt during early morning walks. Midday to early afternoon. This is generally the most stable period of the day. Your body is fully awake and functioning in a rhythm. Blood pressure tends to be more balanced and easier to manage during this time, making it a safer window for physical activity. Late afternoon to evening. As the temperature cools down and your body begins to slow down, your blood pressure also gradually drops. However, if you've had a large dinner or engaged in strenuous activity, your blood pressure may still fluctuate, and that can cause discomfort or fatigue. Nighttime. Normally, blood pressure should dip during sleep to allow the heart to rest. But for many people with hypertension, this nighttime dip doesn't happen as it should. That constant pressure can put extra strain on the heart even when you're supposed to be resting. So now, let's go back to your question, Frank. Why do you feel dizzy and notice your heart racing during your morning walks? Well, the time you usually go walking around 6:30 a.m. just happens to fall right in the window when your blood pressure naturally spikes the most. If you head out for a walk right after waking up, without eating anything or drinking much water, your body can respond in a few uncomfortable ways. You might experience a mild drop in blood sugar, which can make you feel dizzy or lightheaded. Your heart may have to work harder to regulate blood pressure, which leads to that feeling of a fast or pounding heartbeat. If the morning air is chilly or you're slightly anxious, your blood vessels might tighten up, increasing resistance and causing your blood pressure to rise even more. Now, when you switch to walking in the afternoon, the problems didn't exactly go away, and here's why. If the weather is too hot, your body loses fluids faster, and if you've just eaten a large meal, your system is already working hard to digest food. So instead of helping, walking at that time can make you feel even more sluggish, overheated, or uncomfortable. That's why the key isn't just walking is good, but rather walking at the right time of day that fits your body's rhythm and your blood pressure medication is what really makes the difference. Dear Frank, when someone chooses the wrong time to go for a walk, even just a few hours too early or too late, the body, especially in older adults, can start to feel the strain in ways we might not expect. The symptoms you described, dizziness, fatigue, a racing heart. These aren't just signs of being a little out of shape. They're your body's way of telling you it's struggling to regulate your blood pressure under less than ideal conditions. Here are some common consequences of walking at the wrong time, especially for those who are managing high blood pressure. This is a condition where blood pressure drops quickly when you go from lying down or sitting to standing up, something that's quite common in older adults, especially after waking up. If you head out for a walk right after getting out of bed without having a light snack, drinking some water, or gently warming up, your body doesn't have enough time to adjust. This can lead to lightheadedness, unsteadiness, or even sudden falls because blood hasn't circulated to the brain properly yet. For those who take blood pressure medication in the morning, going for a walk before the medicine has had time to work can be risky. During early morning hours, especially if the weather is cold, if you're feeling slightly anxious, or if you didn't sleep well the night before, your blood pressure can spike sharply with physical activity. This can lead to small vascular events, such as headaches, rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath. If this pattern continues over time, it can make your blood pressure harder to control in the long run. If you go for a walk when your body isn't quite ready, instead of feeling refreshed, you may end up feeling worn out for the rest of the day. This happens because your autonomic nervous system, the system that helps regulate blood pressure, has to work overtime to keep things stable. That extra strain can drain your energy much faster. For adults over 70, this is especially important. The body's ability to compensate for sudden changes in blood pressure becomes weaker with age. So if your blood pressure drops or spikes unexpectedly, the resulting fatigue can last well into the evening, affecting both your daily quality of life and your sleep. Here's a consequence that often goes unspoken, but it's incredibly important. When older adults feel dizzy, overly tired, or experience fluctuating blood pressure after walking, they tend to avoid exercise altogether, just to be safe. Over time, this leads to a gradual decline in physical activity, weaker joints, and reduced cardiovascular endurance. And just like that, something as simple as choosing the wrong time to walk ends up undoing a healthy habit you've worked so hard to build over the years. So yes, walking is absolutely good for you. But walking at the wrong time, especially for those with high blood pressure, can bring about unwanted consequences not just for your body, but for your confidence and motivation too. Frank, and to everyone watching today, here's the good news. You don't have to give up your walking routine. Not at all. All it takes is a few simple adjustments in timing and how you walk, and you can continue enjoying your walks while keeping your blood pressure steady and your body feeling good. Here are some practical tips based on both experience and recent medical research that can help. 1. Ideal walking times for people with high blood pressure. Based on research into circadian rhythms and blood pressure control in older adults, there are 2 times of day that are considered both safe and effective for walking. Late morning around 8:30–9:30 a.m. By this time, your body is fully awake. You've had a light breakfast, taken your blood pressure medication, if prescribed, and your biological systems have had time to stabilize after waking up. Walking at this time helps support heart health without causing sudden spikes in blood pressure. Cooler late afternoon, around 4:30–5:30 p.m. The sun is less intense, and your body is naturally winding down from the day. Blood pressure tends to be more stable, and exercise feels less physically demanding. If you still feel tired in the morning, an afternoon walk can be a great alternative. Important tip: if you take blood pressure medication in the morning, try to go walking about 1 to 1.5 hours after taking it, so the medication has time to fully kick in and protect you during activity. 2. Simple tips for walking safely and effectively. Warm up gently for 5 to 10 minutes before walking. Start by walking slowly around the house, moving your arms and legs, or practicing deep breathing. This helps your body ease into movement, especially important if you tend to experience blood pressure drops when standing up too quickly. Don't walk on an empty stomach, but also avoid walking right after a heavy meal. The best approach is to have a light snack about 30 minutes before your walk. A banana slice, a few almonds, or half a slice of toast can help keep your blood sugar steady. For afternoon walks, try to wait at least an hour after eating. Stay hydrated and wear a wide-brimmed hat when walking outdoors. Even mild dehydration can cause your heart rate and blood pressure to rise, something older adults are more sensitive to. Bring a water bottle with you, especially on warmer days. Choose a cool, shaded, and well-ventilated location. Avoid walking in places that are too hot, humid, or don't have seating areas for rest. Ideal spots include shaded parks, long-covered walkways, or senior community centers with indoor tracks. Listen to your body. Don't push through discomfort. If you feel dizzy, your heart starts racing, you experience chest discomfort, or you suddenly feel tired, stop immediately. Sit down, drink some water, and take slow, deep breaths until you feel better. These signs aren't just small inconveniences. They're your body's way of saying it's under pressure. And finally, don't think of adjusting your walking schedule as a limitation. Instead, see it as a smart and mindful way to listen to what your body truly needs. Because sometimes, just shifting your walk by an hour or so can make the whole day feel lighter, steadier, and more comfortable. Frank, and to everyone watching today, Perhaps after our conversation, we now have a fresh perspective on something as simple as walking. Walking remains one of the most effective and gentle forms of exercise for older adults with high blood pressure. But walking the right way isn't just about how far or how long you go, it's also about when you choose to walk. As Frank shared, going for a walk in the early morning while your body is still waking up and your blood pressure is naturally shifting can sometimes backfire, causing fatigue or sudden spikes or drops in blood pressure. So, before you lace up your shoes and head out the door, take a moment to check in with yourself. Have I had a light breakfast? Has enough time passed for my blood pressure medication to start working? Is the weather outside too hot or just right with a gentle breeze? And most importantly, what is my body trying to tell me today? Final advice. 2 simple actions. You can start today. 1. Try shifting your walking time to around 8:30, 9 o'clock a.m. or 5 o'clock p.m. This small change alone can make a big difference. You may feel less tired, breathe more easily, and notice your blood pressure staying more stable throughout the day. 2. Track your blood pressure before and after walking for 1 week. This is a simple but powerful way to understand what time of day your body responds best to exercise. Just use a small notebook or even a phone app, and you'll be able to see patterns and progress with ease. And if you discover that a certain time of day just feels right for you, then that's your very own golden hour. There's no need to follow someone else's routine, because every body is like its own unique clock. And when we learn to listen to it, life tends to fall into rhythm, even if high blood pressure is still part of the journey. Thank you, Frank, and thank you to each of you watching for staying with us until the end of today's video. If you've ever found yourself wondering, can something as simple as walking a little too early or a little too late really affect my blood pressure that much? Then congratulations, you're definitely not alone. Maybe today, Frank's story is also your story, or the story of your partner, or your parents. And if you've been having similar questions about walking times, safe ways to stay active, or simply how to keep your heart steady day after day, we warmly invite you to share with us in the comments below. We read every single comment, and sometimes we respond even faster than the time it takes to tie your walking shoes. Chuckles softly. If you found today's video helpful, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Each week we share videos that are gentle, easy to follow, yet deep enough to help you care for your heart, memory, and overall well-being. Wishing you a sunny morning, or a breezy afternoon, and a steady heartbeat with every step you take.